In this video, we're going to take a look at the platform and how you model retrofits. This portfolio is a demonstration portfolio of GP practices in London. You'll see here there are approximately 1,100 buildings in this portfolio, made up of 1,500 units. So by and large, they're single unit buildings, although some are multiples. This is a large portfolio, but the platform applies anywhere from a single building up to city scale. So we can see here that this is the current EPC rating distribution of these buildings. And we can see a long list of the buildings, both on a map and as a table underneath. Then we can filter this list by the current energy use intensity, by the current EPC rating, heating fuel, building age, use type, or many more. For example, whether the building's in a conservation area, or whether it is gas heated, for example. So we can filter like so. And you'll see the list dynamically changes, as does this list underneath. We can drill down into a particular building. We can just pick one building at random. We see the building visualized here. So you can see this is the building. It's a GP surgery constrained in between some houses. You can also see the context in the map. You'll see highlighted here the current EPC rating, the fact that the building's in a conservation area, other issues might show up around the building here. And you can see also the number of units that this building is made of and its rateable value. We can also have the option of editing some of these attributes should we wish to. Below here, you'll see a structure of the building, which is the size and shape of that building, the number of units it is. You can also see attributes of the building, its footprint, height, floors above the ground, and the materials it's made of, both the walls and roof material where it's available. You'll then see energy data here. With consent, the platform can gather both gas and electricity data direct from the utilities themselves. If it's a public building that has a display energy certificate, we can also treat that as annual meter data here. Otherwise, we fall back to benchmark data, as you'll see shown in this example. Benchmark data is based on the use type of the building and some government benchmarks, and shows a kind of seasonal variation. We also show the EPC ratings. If the building is a complicated building, you'll see here the number of floors and the size and shape of all of them. Above this, then we show a set of retrofit recommendations for this building. So, for example, having a heat pump installed, LED lighting, solar where it's feasible. This building is quite small and has quite a pointed roof, so the platform doesn't recommend solar here. And then you can choose to add these measures to a scenario. So you can have your own scenarios. What the platform also does is generate what we sometimes call a magic scenario. These are AI-generated scenarios for MEES compliance and net zero compliance. And you can see the difference in behaviors here. Obviously, MEES compliance being EPC-B by 2030, so there's a strong focus on trying to get the buildings to EPC-B or above. These show at a glance the expected cost of the measures across that period. And you can drill down here and you'll see the full list of projects. So obviously it's a large set of projects across a large set of buildings to drive them to compliance. There are some residual buildings here which are challenging, so we don't quite meet the goal. But you can see here the emissions across the portfolio. We also show the energy use intensity, annual costs of those measures, as I mentioned before, and then finally the EPC rating breakdown to get this portfolio to that goal. You can also adjust the budget here, so you can see the kind of annual budget here, and there are some constraints on that, which you can see here. It is 6 million. This is typically set to around 10% of the total portfolio value, but it's adjustable. You can also then see all of the projects that make up the valuation, the scenario underneath. This is just a taster. There are many more things underneath the platform. Potentially, for example, with a solar recommendation, where the panels are placed on the roof and optimization of such things, and also next steps on from here into working with installer partners or anything like that. Hopefully this gives you a taste of what the platform does, and would be very happy to discuss further with you. Thank you very much.